Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another video about your PlayStation, where today we're actually going to be talking about some recent updates as well as potential changes that could be coming to the PlayStation 4 as well as the PlayStation 5. Now, as some of you may already know, pretty recently I had made a video detailing some of the user issues, complaints, and overall just my general thoughts about the new firmware update that recently got released on the PlayStation 4. And basically what it really boiled down to is that users just were not happy whatsoever that features were seemingly being taken away from the platform, and also that there was pretty much no communication or real legitimate reason why the changes were even being made in the first place. But since everything went down this past week, it looks like PlayStation has actually issued a public response to all the feedback via Twitter, stating that they are looking into the recent changes and they will keep us posted with any updates. So what does all of this mean? Well, first of all, I want to point out that I find it interesting that PlayStation is actually making this tweet, because they usually don't make these kinds of tweets on this particular account, and the fact that they've actually taken the time to publicly address it in this way could actually mean that we might see a potential revision or even a complete revert back to the old system altogether. And again, it's hard to know for certain given that there was no real original context behind the changes to the party system in the first place, and I'm specifically talking about the whole group system and how you can't really create private or public parties anymore. And my initial thoughts were that given the timing of these changes, it might have had something to do with crossplay and communication between the PS4 and PS5. But providing that this wasn't mentioned in the update, it's really hard to know the true intentions behind changing a system that nobody really had problems with in the first place. But in the chances that I'm completely wrong and all of this had absolutely nothing to do with PS4 and PS5 system compatibility, then I'd say it's pretty likely, given PlayStation's response to the feedback, that we might actually see the party system do a complete 180 and even go back to how it was before. Hopefully. Now, aside from the recent firmware update, it looks like PlayStation has even more changes that are coming to the PlayStation Network, specifically in regards to the messaging app, where as of the end of this month, it looks like the messaging feature will actually be moving over to the official PlayStation app itself, and support for the current messenger will indeed end as we know it. So basically what this means is, if you haven't already, you need to make sure that you download the PlayStation app from Google Play or the App Store if you plan on using your smartphone to message your friends on PlayStation. And personally, I actually think this is a very smart move, considering that to me, it doesn't really make sense to have a whole separate app just dedicated to messaging. So it looks like they are deciding to streamline it by just having the one PlayStation app. Other changes are actually involving the PlayStation Store this time, where recent updates will prevent you from buying games and add-ons for the PS3, the PSP, and also the PS Vita unless you are buying them directly from that device. So pretty much what this means is there will no longer be support on desktop or mobile for these older systems. And pretty much if you wanted to buy a digital game for your PS3, you will need to actually log into your PS3 to do so. Which again makes a lot of sense, because the older PlayStation systems weren't really designed with forwards compatibility in mind. So I think Sony is sort of trying to distance the PS4 and the PS5 from its predecessors, and moving forward on future PlayStation consoles, we should have a more streamlined user experience, as well as better legacy support for backwards compatibility and everything else. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and found it useful or at least interesting. And if you did, make sure to leave a like rating on this video, comment below to let me know what you think. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next video. Boys.